focus on getting more Google reviews. Many offices will recognize the importance of that. Google tells us that it represents 20% of the ranking algorithm to get ranked on page 1. So dentists recognize, hey, Google reviews are important. So they talk to the team about doing it, and maybe even set up a little system. Maybe they even set up a temporary bonus system on Google reviews. Like, hey, we set a goal for the number of new reviews, and if we get that number of new reviews, we're gonna, bonus each team member on that. But then they move on to something else, and doctors thinking it's one and done. And oftentimes what happens is dentists then kind of rely on an automated process to get the reviews. Like, Demand Force sends out a request, or Solution Reach, or you plug in the Podium, sends out a request. And so they say outsourced, it goes to that. But the fact is, those automated requests for Google review are very ineffective. You'll get some, don't get me wrong, you'll get some, but they're very ineffective because they essentially lack the influence concept. As taught by Robert Cialdini. Robert Cialdini is the father of the science of influence. As opposed to if a team member is asking a patient to write a Google review because an opportunity has presented itself where asking for a review would be a natural conversation, you're much more likely to get those reviews. So with Google reviews, I don't want you to be one and done, because here's what I see, very often with clients, they'll spike up and they'll get the 10, 12, 15 reviews a month. They'll get that for a short time and then they fall back, and we've got to revisit. We have a good way of handling that in my coaching to make sure it doesn't slip away, to make sure we're always, reviews are always top of mind. But that's one area. So doctor, if you want to find out if you're like that, all you have to do is look at the frequency or the velocity of, say, the last 2 months. How have you been doing on reviews? And you might be surprised. You might say, hey, Gary, we're on that. And then you look at the data and discover, oops, we fell off the map on that one.